What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and for as long as the NFL has been around, it seems like its refs have been absolute garbage. But last night on Monday Night Football, we had a call that is so ridiculous the entire world's talking about it this morning, and it involves the Pittsburgh Steelers and my Chicago Bears, which is one of the reasons I'm really amped up about this, because this call very well could have had a pretty big impact on this game. It was late in the fourth quarter. The Steelers were up by 3. This would have given the Chicago Bears the ball back. But instead, the ball remains with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They kick a field goal to make it a 6-point lead. Bears score a touchdown up by 1, and then the Steelers kick a field goal to win it. So absolutely, those extra 3 points that the Steelers got from continuing this drive, that mattered in this game. Who's to say what would happen if this doesn't get called? But here's the situation. NFL fans crushed the refs for an embarrassingly bad taunting call against the Bears. And here's Cassius Marsh, who had just made a sack on Ben Roethlisberger with about 3 minutes 15 seconds left in the game. And I want to show you exactly what happened here. This was just called taunting. The officiating in the NFL continues to be a disaster. The entire game has been pathetic. And I want to show you specifically. We'll show you the intro. I want you to hear the announcers. Specifically, it sounds like Louis Riddick, who's pretty upset about this. And then I want to show you what was actually called. And it is a joke that this is taunting in the NFL. But then what the official does after, the official who intentionally hip checks Cassius Marsh, that is also being talked about right now. Entire situation's bullshit. Watch this.
Wow is right. I don't know, because the punter was running out, whether the official thought, but he wasn't even looking at the punter. He was looking at the sideline. He wasn't looking at the punter. He wasn't talking to the punter.
So what he did do, this is so ridiculous. What he did do was this.
Like, he's looking at the bench. This can't. He's not talking to the punter.
That was called for taunting. Walking about 5 steps towards the Pittsburgh bench, didn't say anything, didn't do anything. He was standing in a manner that said he was taunting, according to the official. This potentially cost the Chicago Bears the game. Now, to be clear, I'm pretty sure Cassius Marsh is a former Pittsburgh Steeler. He was promoted from the practice squad yesterday, to play in this game last night. And he gets called for taunting for this in a massive moment. The NFL is an absolute joke, and things like that are truly ruining the game. It's happening in college as well. And then Will Brinson points out something that shows it's even worse than a lot of us thought. Tony Corrente, and I know you guys can't see this picture great here. Tony Corrente, the official, taunted Cassius Marsh while calling him for taunting. You can't make this up. And I want to show you, look at the way that he's got his hand up in the air. Literally, Will Brinson right here, Tony Corrente leaned into the contact, then held his flag toss like a walk-off three-pointer. What a joke. We're going to watch this a couple times.
Here, watch this again. No, he's already reaching.
Right there, Tony Corrente basically hip checks Cassius Marsh. See, Cassius Marsh has no reason to do anything like that. The flag hasn't been thrown, nothing like that. Tony Corrente initiated this contact with Cassius Marsh before he had started grabbing the flag, so he's probably going to call it anyway. But before he throws the flag, and then look what he does in the aftermath.
Foul had already taken place.
And I know you guys can't see that super well, so let me do it right here.
He was directing.
Here, watch it one more time. Hip
he's
check.
Already reaching. Foul
Hand in the air. Hand in the air, doesn't give a fuck where the flag lands, just looking at this player, almost taunting him. That's what it seems like, doesn't it? And the entire NFL world basically thinks the same thing. A lot of people joking about this. I'm okay with players hurting each other every single play and creating uncomfortably tense and violent moments, but when the gladiator says a meaning word or looks at someone, well, that's just bad for the game. I agree with that taunting call. For too long, defenders have looked in the general direction of the incoming punter. This madness has to stop. The fact that there's a conversation about taunting call and the commenters are against it, but the rules expert isn't, is pretty embarrassing. NFL officiating is a joke. And a lot of people feeling the same exact way about this because it really was a bullshit call. And then bullshit what he did after that, by seemingly intending to make contact. And Cassius Marsh had something to say about that after the game. Good for Cassius Marsh calling out Tony Corrente. And the worst part is he'll get fined even though he was right.
The one thing that I will say is, you know, on my way to the sideline, I got hip checked by the ref, and it's pretty clear. If I were to do that to a ref or even touch the ref, you know, we get kicked out of the game and possibly suspended and fined. So I just think that that was incredibly inappropriate, and that's all I'll say about that.
There you go. And that's pretty low. I'm going to try to boost it in the after or in the post edit, so hopefully you guys can hear that. But the entire thing is bullshit. It really is. And Adam Hogue did interview Tony Corrente after the game. This is the explanation. What did you see after the sack by Chicago's Cassius Marsh in the fourth quarter that led to the taunting penalty? First of all, keep in mind that taunting is a point of emphasis this year. And with that said, I saw the player, after he made a big play, run towards the bench and posture in a way I felt he was taunting them. Okay? Question. There appears to have also been some contact between you and the player in question. Did that contribute to the penalty being called? Corrente. No, not at all. I didn't judge that as anything I dealt with. The video showed you had brief contact and then you threw the flag, so it had nothing to do with it. That had nothing to do with it. It was the taunting aspect. So the NFL and NFL officials and Tony Corrente in general are directly being blamed for what happened. And I don't think people are wrong to do so. This had a huge impact on this game. You know, Chicago Bears, after they did get the ball back with the Steelers up 6, they go down, they score a touchdown, go up 1 point. But that does leave enough time for the Steelers to drive down and score a field goal of their own to end up winning that game. You can never say this play would have directly impacted the outcome or changed the ultimate outcome of the game, but there's no doubt that there was a lot of potential for this game to be different if this hadn't occurred. There's bad calls all through games, we know that. This one was on a big stage in a big moment with an official who acted like a cocksucking bitch. So that is one of the reasons that this is very much in the headlines right now. What do you guys think about what went down? Let me know in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.